Everything, everything is gonna be all right this evening. Welcome to Exo Sports. We got the hottest sports talk show in the land. We got Brian, Erin, Malcolm, and Terry. Don't you forget about me. My name is Emerson. Oh, yeah. Welcome to Exo Sports.
Hey. Welcome, everybody.
Hey, what's going on, fellas? How's everybody doing tonight?
How's everybody?
Good. Everybody's doing good.
Hey. What's up, Brian? How you doing, man? Good to see you.
Yes, everything is good. Can't complain.
Brother Malcolm?
Yes, everything's good. Thank you. Everything's good. How's everything, Brother T?
Good. What's up to our moderator extraordinaire? He's back.
I'm
up, Erin?
back. I almost had another gig with an 8th grader. Everything was going good. We were doing it through Zoom. He wanted popsicles and ice cream, and I says, "Well, I can work with that." Then the kid goes, "Well, I want an Apple desktop." I was like, "Okay." Then I could hear his mother in the background going, "Ask for Apple stock." I said, "What?" I said, "No, you know what? I'm going back to Exo Sports Talk. I'm done, kid. Have a good day."
So you're saying we're not smarter than an 8th grader? That's what you said.
Oh, I think you guys are higher achievers than an 8th grader. That's great.
Thank you.
Brian, tell us about that subscribe button.
Yeah, we at Exo Sports would like to thank all our viewers and listeners for their support. We're currently streaming on all media and podcast platforms, iHeart, Spotify, and if you're watching on YouTube, please be sure to subscribe and hit that subscribe button, notification bell, so you will get notified when we are currently streaming. And we want to appreciate everybody for listening. And feel free to post your comments and join in on the debate. And also, you can dial in on the phone number 475-221-5006. Wow. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you,
Brian.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Please hit that subscribe button. NHL update, Terry.
There's a lot of exciting things going on right now in the world of NHL. But first off, congratulations to Sidney Crosby for scoring his 500th career goal on Tuesday. He becomes just the 46th player in NHL history to do so. Well, hats off to him.
Yep.
And the Calgary Flames are on an 8-game winning streak. They've been dominating every team that they have been playing against so far, and they're looking like they'll probably lock up the first seed in the Pacific Division. And in last night's action in the NHL, Winnipeg Jets beat the Seattle, released the Kraken 5-3. Vancouver Canucks pulled out a win in San Jose, 5-4 in overtime. And the Montreal Canadiens defeated the St. Louis Blues 3-2 in an overtime thriller. Cole Caulfield scored 2 goals for the Canadiens, including the winning goal in overtime. The Ottawa Senators pull out a 3-1 win over the Buffalo Sabres. The Maple Leafs, led by Austin Matthews and Morgan Riley, get a 4-1 win against the Pittsburgh Penguins. And the Red Wings pull out a 3-2 win in a shootout against the Rangers in New York. That wraps our NHL action up for this week. Playoffs right around the corner in May, guys.
Yeah.
So it's shaping up to be exciting.
Check them against the boards.
Oh,
Malcolm, let me know a little something about Erin Jackson.
Yes, a huge, big, super congratulations to Erin Jackson. She was the gold medalist in the 500-meter speed skating. She finished her laps at 37.4 seconds, and she's the first Black woman to win a speed skating medal and Winter Olympic Games, period. So that's awesome. Congratulations. You deserve every bit of it. I mean, she was absolutely fantastic. That's just a super achievement. And as you can see, that was awesome.
Congratulations to Miss Jackson.
Yeah, and I just want to add one thing in there too. I want to give flowers to Brittany Bowe, who in the qualifying event, Jackson had fell, and Brittany Bowe gave up her spot so she can compete in this Olympics.
Wow, that's huge.
Yeah, so
that's huge.
That was big for somebody to do something like that in
yes.
event that they train for that comes around every 4 years.
Yeah, they train basically. They train so hard and every day to build up to this 4-year spot. Yes, you're right. That is fantastic.
Okay. We had a Super Bowl. Congratulations to the Super Bowl champions, Los Angeles Rams beating the Cincinnati Bengals 23-20. Guys, your thoughts on the game, Malcolm?
Yeah, congratulations to the Rams. They basically sold the whole neighborhood, gave up their firstborn, and never mind the first round, they gave up their firstborn and everything to get this championship this year. So nobody better ever say whatever the Cowboys do, whatever they do to go get their championship, whether they buy players or whatever, they bought their players. So they got their situation going. Like I said, they mortgaged the future and everything. But, hey, they did their job. Congratulations. It was a good game. And it was a very, very, very good game. I mean, Burrow did his thing. It's just that his line got tired in that fourth quarter. And that's when that defensive line for the Rams took over. Because Burrow was doing his thing, and Ramsey got roasted that game. I don't care about the face mask thing. Ramsey got roasted. He know he did.
Rotisserie?
Yes. Rotisserie chicken.
Yeah, congratulations to the Los Angeles Rams.
Oh, don't be sour. Don't be sour.
But we'll see you next. Niners will see you next year, Rams. But yeah, it was a great game. Like Malcolm said, they pretty much brought some pieces to that team to win a championship, and it paid off for them. Hats off to them. They did what they were supposed to do. They had a Super Bowl in their hometown, and they won in their hometown. It was a great game, exciting Super Bowl. Came down to the end once again, like all the playoff games for the most part that took place this year. Just thoughts on the game. I thought the Bengals had a shot to win it. I felt like they protected Joe Burrow early on in the game. And then it sort of looked like the Bengals offensive line got a little tired. And see Donald and Von Miller kind of were able to hurry Burrow. They got a couple sacks on him. But I'll give all credit to the Bengals, man, especially Joe Burrow. Kid looked like he pretty much tore his knee again on one of those plays, and he was able to get up, limp off the field, and they had a shot. They just couldn't pull it off. We'll say this, if they are able to put an offensive line around this kid, Bengals are going to be a problem.
Brian.
Yep. And again, congratulations to the Rams for winning that championship. It was a very exciting game. Clean game, only had 6 total penalties. Rams came out hot. Bell got his touchdown. Kupp got his touchdown. Then you kind of thought, this may just be a blowout. But Cincinnati, credit, they was resilient. Came down and scored before the half. Next thing you know, you had a game. I have to say that that offensive line did play well for 3 quarters. In all, they gave up 7 sacks. I think we did an over-under. I put over 5. Did use that. But it was a great game, man. Only thing you can say is great win for the Rams. Cincinnati, hold your head up. Nobody, I didn't expect them at the Super Bowl. So, but this is a great step forward. Now let's see what the management does, because they need to put some protection with that kid.
Mhm.
And that's Burrow I'm talking.
Well, for me, I was on call for my job, and that means I'm on emergency standby. So if anything should happen, I have to go in. That's what I got paid to do that week. So Saturday night, nothing. Sunday morning, nothing. I'm feeling good. And right when the game is about to start, I get called into work. And since there's little kids that may watch this show, the words that were coming out of my mouth, I would have had a soap bar in my mouth because I was livid. So by the time I got home, it was like the third quarter. So I had to go back and watch the game, the first half, on Monday. And what I saw Monday, I didn't see Aaron Donald, Javon Miller making any plays until around late in the third quarter. It was like Aaron Donald looked around and said, okay, guys, let's dial it up. And then you saw just how bad the Cincinnati Bengals offensive line is. And for a kid to get sacked 7 times in the Super Bowl, that's not good. That means he got sacked 7 times against the Rams, 7 or 8 times against Tennessee.
That was 9 times against them.
That's almost 16 sacks in the playoffs. And there's no way the Rams, I mean, not the Rams, but Cincinnati should even been there with an offensive line that's going to allow your quarterback to get sacked that many times. That's a special kid. I hope they get an offensive line around him. If not, he's going to be a beat-up young man real quick in the NFL. But hats off to Cooper Kupp, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. And Aaron Donald is a man.
Grown man.
A grown man that if I had to go, if they said, well, in order to get down the street, you got to get past Aaron Donald. Well, I guess I'm not going down that street.
Yep. One thing I just got to say is Daryl Green's checking in on the chat. He says, "What's up, fellas?" And he also brought up a good point. After there was a play where Aaron Donald pushed Joe Burrow out of bounds, and there was a little commotion going on after that on the sidelines. And that's when he said Aaron Donald seemed to kind of dial it up after that.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point.
They woke up a sleeping giant.
Yep.
That's a very good point.
Exactly.
Woke up a sleeping giant.
Because I'm saying to myself, why are you why you want to beat him up? You should be beating up yourselves because you haven't protected your quarterback.
Yep.
It was just an absolute joke. The next question I have for you guys: should Cooper Kupp have gotten the MVP or Aaron Donald? Terry.
Cooper Kupp, just for the folks tuning go back to episode 8. I'm gonna do my own horn. I called it that he would get the MVP. I mean, he was pretty much the whole season for that offense. He was your go-to guy for everything after Odell got hurt. Knew the ball was going his way. I know the Bengals were double teaming him, but they couldn't stop him. I have to give him his credit as MVP of the Super Bowl. As I have to say, he's one of the top wide receivers right now. He runs good routes, got good hands. We say it every week. We said every week this year. How does he get open? He finds a way to get open. He was Stafford's safety valve. It wasn't even a running back. So I think he should have gotten it. Aaron Donald did show up, but I just feel like Cooper Kupp had his imprint over that whole game. Scored the first touchdown, got that last one. So.
Malcolm.
Yeah, he deserved it. I mean, like you said, he got touchdowns and he gets open in that seam. I am pretty sure they did roll the defense his way or try to double team him, but he still found a way to get open. And Stafford hit him with the ball. I mean, as far as Aaron Donald, he did his thing, but he didn't do his thing till the fourth quarter, late third quarter, in the fourth quarter. I mean, he's a beast. We know he deserves a lot of the credit because, like this gentleman said, he's a grown man, He does his thing, and he's a force to be reckoned with. But, yeah, Cooper Kupp did deserve the MVP. He did, definitely. I know Stafford didn't deserve the MVP. That's for sure.
I know, right?
Brian.
I didn't have a problem with Kupp getting it. Actually, me and Darryl was texting during this game, and he was saying Donald, and I was saying, yeah, I agree with you, but I don't have a problem with Kupp too, because they both had impacts on the game that made the game, that won the game. They just did it in different ways. You got to see with OBJ going out, you got to see that whole offense change. They couldn't do anything. The other wide receivers couldn't catch. Stafford was throwing to them. They couldn't catch. It was horrible. So then for Kupp, and everybody in the arena knew he was throwing the Kupp, and he was still getting open. It was artwork, man. To run those routes, to get open when they know you're getting the ball. He's been doing it all season, but this is a legitimate where everybody knew what was going to. And it was amazing. And I think it was like the last drive where he got the touchdown, he got hit, but the touchdown was negated because of a penalty both ways. And then they came back and he still got a touchdown. So it's just, he was amazing. Donald was amazing. I thought this should have been Cole MVP, personally.
Let me say this. Also, that man has had an incredible year. Receivers would dream of a year like this.
Yes.
And when a triple crown to receiver, let him in yards, let him in reception, let him in touchdown the whole year from beginning to end, and then comes to the Super Bowl and wins the MVP. I mean, he did his thing in the whole playoffs. The man had a great year. I tell you what, I'd have signed up for a year like that. That was a fantastic job by Cooper Kupp. I mean, he deserved every bit of it.
The thing that
Baller here.
Okay.
Yeah, you're on.
What up, fellas?
What's up, buddy?
going
What's
on?
on?
Hey, man, I can't call it, man.
Speak your name, brother. Who's your name?
Daryl Green. Well,
What's up,
Yes,
Doc?
yes.
What's going on, man?
What's up, man?
What's going on?
that's chilling, man.
What was your thoughts on the game,
Welcome
Daryl?
aboard. Welcome aboard.
Yes, sir. It was a good game. I think, Donald, the reason I said, when me and Brian was going back and forth with it, that he should get it is because the two defensive plays that he made at the end of the game, unbelievable, man. Like, that one play when it was 3rd and 1, to stand up a 300-pound man with one hand,
And still,
grab a 240-pound man running downhill and stop him from getting 1 yard. That's
that was
just
tough.
I played in the trenches, bro. That's crazy.
That's a great job. That's crazy.
Yeah, I can't. That's tough to argue. Yeah, that was a
Also,
great play.
He held him up with one hand, man. With his right hand, he stood him up, grabbed the dude running downhill with his other hand, and pulled back and stopped him from going to get 1 yard. That first down would have changed the game.
and you bring up a good point, Doug, where that it changes the thinking of the head coach. where that the head coach didn't want to run the football again.
I wouldn't have ran it at that time. I would have passed it. If Burrow's my best player, I'm putting it in Burrow's hand every time. I know he was getting sacked or they're running after him, but if you need 1 yard, I'm still throwing a quick short pass. If I can get rid of a quick short pass, I would have done that. I would not have run it at that time.
And then the fourth and
really
one, yo, he just went move on my man. Yo, get out the way, bro.
He wanted it. Definitely wanted it, man.
Yeah, that's going to be an insane Super Bowl ring.
Yeah,
True. Get bigger. They ain't even rings no more.
His impact goes without saying. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Getting triple team. You see some of the plays, he's getting triple team.
Oh yeah, yeah. For him to have the stamina at that point in the game to still, like you said, hold one man up and grab another running back coming downhill and make that tackle. So, that's a heck of a play.
So let me ask you a question, Duck. Do you think it could have been co-MVP between Kupp and Donald?
I wouldn't have been mad with that. I wouldn't have been mad. Like Kupp. Kupp did his thing. You know what I mean? But just the impact that Donald had was by himself. You know, Kupp had Stafford. Because Stafford had to find him. He found creases, but Stafford had to get him the ball.
But now let me ask you a question, Duck, to that. Kupp was double teamed at times. Kupp, in my opinion, should have been jammed at the line of scrimmage once Odell went out.
Oh, of course. They kept
There's
playing.
no way on earth he should have just went untouched, leaving the line of scrimmage.
No way. Like, he should have been doubled, and somebody else should have been had to beat them. But they was playing those crazy little zones. Like he finds creases, man. It's hard to deal with that because Stafford gets him the. Their chemistry is good. So
for me, what I saw was it looked like an old play of Megatron out there, where that Stafford only saw one wide receiver back in the day, and it was Megatron. And in the second half, when Odell wasn't there, he only saw one wide receiver, Kupp. I'm throwing it to you every single time.
Yeah.
And I'm saying to myself,
that final drive, that's all it was.
Kupp. And I'm saying to myself, nobody's not jamming this guy off the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
I didn't get it.
It was a
I know one play was tough. Somehow a linebacker ended up on him, and they got that pass interference call down near the goal line.
They could have let that go.
That was a tough one.
Yeah, I think they could have too. I felt like they could have too. That was iffy.
Because that play, that was real tight. I mean, he really didn't impede his movement or nothing.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
That was just good defense.
That was good defense.
That's what I
thought. It was good defense
felt
myself.
Yeah, I felt it was a bad call.
I think I agree with Duck. I agree with this. I think you could have had co-MVP because Kupp did step in when Odell, went down with the ACL, and Aaron Donald brought it home at the end.
Yeah.
And it was just unbelievable. Like Darryl said, that he was able to just stick one arm out there and say, "Come here." You're not getting that one.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That is a strong man. And if
yeah,
anybody,
man, that play is crazy. Like if they broke it down and you could watch it in slow motion, it's bananas, man.
And if you ever get a chance to go on YouTube and see Aaron Donald's workout, the young man is phenomenal. But it's going to be interesting to see how defensive coordinators are going to play Kupp next year. That's going to be a key thing.
He just gets
guys,
open, man.
He's just that crafty, man.
I have a question for you. Do you blame Joe Burrow or the offensive line of Cincinnati? And I'm going to go with
You can't blame Joe.
Duck. I'm going to get to you. I'm going to save you for last. You're the guest. You know what? You are the guest. You're going to go first. Go ahead.
You can't blame Joe, man. I mean, their offensive line is so bad, and they played pretty good though. But
3 quarters.
you know those stats. He takes a lot of hits, man. He ain't gonna make it long if they keep. They got to address that.
One
But
thing
he kept
about
his poise
now that
under pressure. So you can't blame him.
Well, here's the thing. Now that Cincinnati won the division, you're not picking in the top 10. Now you're going to see what your scouting department is all about. Terry,
True.
how do you feel? Do you blame Joe Burrow or the offensive line?
I can't put the blame on Joe Burrow. The kid got him to the Super Bowl. I don't want to say blame so much on the offensive line. They got tired. They played well, like for 3 quarters, and they just got tired. And Aaron Donald was relentless. He didn't let up, like Duck said. They basically triple teamed him for 3 quarters. He didn't get frustrated. He just kept coming. We heard the comments leading up to the Super Bowl that they had a middle school offensive line, and it just turned out that it showed up in the 4th quarter at the wrong time. But can't blame this young kid. This kid has some weapons on offense. If he could just get the time back there, like I said, they're going to be dangerous. I can't even put the blame on the offensive line either. They tried to do their job. They couldn't hold up. You got to give your hats off to the Rams.
Malcolm.
Oh, God. Nah, you can't blame Burrow. Burrow had an incredible year with the disadvantage he had at offensive line. I mean, he made it work. I mean, he took his lumps. He took his lumps last year, too. But obviously, they're going to address that. I'm pretty sure they're going to address that in free agency, and they will address it in the draft. Because it ain't going to be just free agency. They don't want a bunch of rookies on that line. That ain't going to help you. So they're going to have to address it in free agency and in the draft. So let's see them get better. And it's not Burrow's fault at all. Not at all. He carried them. He helped carry them.
Brian.
Yeah, I don't blame Burrow or the offensive line. I thought the offensive line played well for the conditions that they were under. Burrow, I thought, played a better game than Stafford. To tell you the truth,
Definitely.
if you look at it. And if they were to play that game again and anybody had to bet everything that the Rams will win it again, would you feel confident and say, oh, yeah, that's a guarantee? You wouldn't, because that kid played well, and they just got beat by a better team at that given moment.
Well, I blame the offensive line because you only get one shot sometimes at getting to the Super Bowl. And it's just like when Aaron Donald woke up and said, oh, you guys are going to play me like this? Let me show you what I'm going to do. And go back to when Aaron Donald pulled his guys to the side and said, let's do this. Leadership. Who was the leader on that offensive line? Who was the leader to tell the guys, hey, we got one shot at this. Let's do it. You didn't see it. You see a bunch of guys that got upset that Joe Burrow got pushed to the sidelines, and now you want to fight. You all want to jump on Aaron Donald and try to beat him up when you need to look at yourselves and say, hey, let's focus. Let's go out there and hold these guys up. They didn't do it. So I blame the offensive line, because there's got to be there's got to be a captain, a leader on the offensive line in a situation like that to say, hey, let's do our job and take that punch, take that punch in the face, because you only got one shot at this. Nothing's guaranteed that you're going to come back to the Super Bowl. I don't care what quarterback you have. Case in point, how many times has Aaron Rodgers been back to the Super Bowl?
Get one shot, like Eminem said.
Yep. I was thinking the same thing. He did the Super Bowl. You only get one shot. You're not.
Now, I have a question for you guys. And I'm going to start it off with Duck. How do you grade the Cincinnati Bengals? Do you give them from A to F? What grade do you give them? The coaching staff. And why?
Was it on?
I think maybe C, B. I think they had a good plan coming in, and some of those sacks that Burrow get, he's gonna have to learn to just get rid of the ball, because he got that Ben Roethlisberger thing. Hold on to the ball, try, because you're used to making plays, but sometimes you gotta just get rid of it, like live to play another down, like, you know what I mean? Especially with the way he gets hit. But I think overall, I think they had a decent plan coming in. It's just defensively, the Rams, top to bottom, their defense, man, they tough. For any offense, any offensive line, like they got a few all pros every position. You know what I mean? Like, So I think overall, I'd give them like a C+, because I think their plan was good. It's just defensively, I think the Rams was just too much.
Malcolm.
You grading them on the entire season, right? Not just the Super Bowl, right?
The Super Bowl.
Oh, Super Bowl? Yeah, they get a B+. They get definitely a B+. I can't say an A, because if A, they would have won it, But a B+ is definitely what they get. Like I said, the only thing that killed them was the O-line in the end, because their defense stood up. I ain't gonna lie about that. Defense definitely did their job. They only could go but so far, and they did pretty good outside. A couple of corners got roasted, but like I said, that's Cooper Kupp. You're gonna get that happening to you. So it is what it is.
Terry.
And this is the coaching staff we're grading, or the team?
Yep.
Coaching staff. Well, I give them an A-. They went in with some young players at key positions. Joe Burrow, a rookie wide receiver, Chase. I would just give them an A, but I'm a little critical of the defensive coaching staff. How they allowed the corner to kind of be one-on-one, no safety over the top against Cooper Kupp. Gave up a touchdown. That's a situation where you definitely, not saying he wouldn't have got the ball or caught it, but you just show your hand, put a safety over the top and say, I don't want you coming over here. Look somewhere else. But I think they had a good game plan, much like the 49ers did going in. The Rams, you got to give them credit. 49ers couldn't run the ball, and the Bengals tried to run the ball with Mixon. The Rams just didn't let it happen. So I think the coaching staff had a good game plan. I'll give them an A-.
Brian,
Which coaching staff are we talking about? The Bengals?
the Bengals.
I'm gonna give them. I'm gonna give them an A-. I thought the game plan was solid. They was going up against a team that was built to win the Super Bowl, and they barely won it. So they was competitive. They was right there. They had an opportunity. One break could have just turned that whole game around. So I'm gonna give them A. A-, I would say.
Yeah. I give him a C-, close to a D.
Wow, man.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you ain't my
Great in my
teacher.
paper, man. Where's the curve at, man?
Tough crowd.
Great on the
Yeah.
curve, man. Come on.
For me,
Michael Jordan grading, yo.
yeah. I mean, C- to a D.
Wow.
What? Why?
Oh, Odell Beckham goes out of the game. Who do you have that scares you on that offense out of their wide receivers? Besides Kupp, what wide receiver scares you?
Nobody else.
Their other wide receiver got hurt during the season. That's the reason why you brought in Odell.
Woods.
He got hurt. So you bring in Odell. You see that Odell, because I thought Odell was going to probably come back in the second half. And when I didn't see Odell come back in the second half, I'm saying to myself, why are they just letting Cooper Kupp just get off the line of scrimmage with nobody checking him? Now, Malcolm will remember this defensive back, Eli Apple from the Giants, which is basically a journeyman corner.
He was a first-round pick.
He was a first-round pick, but he really never panned out with New York.
Nope.
And so why would you take a hot wide receiver like Kupp and put Eli on him one-on-one? And I would have went over there as a defensive coordinator and said, look, you hit him, push him, do whatever you have to do. You're going to have somebody behind you. You have to disrupt his rhythm. You just can't let him get off the line of scrimmage and not be touched. That was insane. You have nobody else who's a threat on the Rams, but you're going to go ahead and let this guy get a free break off the offensive line of scrimmage. Now, I ask you guys, would you have let Kupp just get a free off the line of scrimmage? Duck?
Nah. Definitely jammed them, double teamed them,
Terry?
made them go to their next option.
No, I wouldn't have allowed it. I would have, like I said, I would have showed my hand. I would have brought the safety up, and you would have known he was being double covered before the ball was snapped. Now, he's good. He runs good routes, and somehow, like every week we said it, somehow he gets open. I don't know if they could have stopped him, even if they did double team him, but I would have showed my hand, showed that I was double covering him no matter what.
Malcolm?
What was the question again?
Would you have just let him get a free break off the offensive line of scrimmage?
See, that's a tricky situation because a lot of time when they bump like that, hands to the face. The referee go, hand to the face. Oh, you touched him in his face mask, so he gets a free pass, you know. So a lot of that, it's tough to do that as physically as a corner. I mean, the corner's at a disadvantage more than anybody on the field. A big disadvantage. So you're saying bump him. He's one of the fastest guy and the quickest guy to get open. You know, the key is you need somebody on the inside. He should have took away the outside, put another guy on the inside saying, okay, if he comes and cuts under, I got him. You keep the outside, you know, just stay behind him. But it is what it is. You can't bump him every time because it's tough. It's tough.
Brian.
And I think you underestimating the art and the craft that he's perfected. Because all season long, I'm sure every team has been like double team this guy. So obviously he's been beating double teams all year to get the stats that he's got.
But he had Woods on the other side, who was a threat.
But Woods went out mid-season.
And
Odell came
he
in.
still did his thing.
But what I'm trying to say is double team wasn't only going to stop him. You might have to put a third guy on him.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. And that is an interesting one. But congratulations to the Rams for winning the Super Bowl. And man, I got to say, that owner, when he got the trophy, I thought he was going to fall asleep up there for the Rams. When he took the trophy, he said, yeah, go Rams. And the fans were like, yeah, okay, yeah.
The $5 billion. This is my house. I can do whatever I want.
Oh my goodness. That is, and they say that stadium has no AC. Is that correct?
Nope, no AC. I did see the construction of it, so it's no AC.
Wow.
They designed it so the airflow will go through.
Exhaust. Obviously, they got exhaust to suck the heat out.
Yeah.
And it was
a roof, but that place is nice.
Yeah. I say one day we have to go out to LA to do a
Vegas,
show.
In Vegas to their new stadium.
In Vegas.
Let's not forget where that stadium is. Inglewood.
Inglewood, always up to no good.
Up to no good.
Yeah, y'all
always up to no good.
Y'all know the line. Daryl put me up on NWA way back there.
Yeah.
You better have your colors
fellas,
right.
I'm about to get out of here in about another few minutes.
Okay.
All right.
Give you the heads up.
Well,
just got to stare down.
That's the offensive coordinator telling you run the play.
Yeah. Nah, that was Bill Belichick saying
coming
you
up.
read minds, right?
Coming up to the NBA
Cup.
Yep. Coming up to the NBA All-Star break, what NBA teams have surprised you playing very well, and what NBA teams have disappointed you? Duck, I'm going to save you for last on this one. I'm going to go with Malcolm.
Without a doubt, the Miami Heat and Chicago Bulls. I mean, the Bulls and Heat are neck and neck, the same record at the All-Star break, and that's awesome. Hey, and another team that surprised me, we already know this was Cleveland. I've been on that bandwagon for a while. They've really been killing it. I mean, as far as the teams that surprised me, they're ahead of Milwaukee. Milwaukee's fifth right now. That's one of the teams, but it's a long season. Milwaukee's going to do their thing. I'm not worried about them. The most disappointing team is the New York Knicks. They're definitely at 28-point league against who are they playing yesterday? The Nets the other day, and blew the game. Okay, they're very disappointing. I mean, that right there is killing me. As far as the Western Conference, the Suns and the Warriors are doing their thing. I mean, the Warriors are very surprising because, you know, they got a healthy Curry, and Klay's trying to get his legs under him, so, you know, that's going to be good. I'm not worried about the Jazz and the Mavericks because they're still going to be in the playoffs. They're still going to do their thing. Most disappointing team right now got to be the Portland Trailblazers. They just sold the house. They basically cleaned house and left Dame Dog right there by himself, to do nothing. Dame, get Dame out of that situation. He should have been the first one gone. And I feel bad for Dame Dollar because he does his thing. He's one of the true veterans and true superstars of the game. I ain't gonna say the Lakers are disappointing because I knew they weren't gonna do nothing. They're the Lakers. That geriatric team, they're lucky if they make the playoffs. If they make it, they're gonna be the playing team. And Emerson already knows that. Emerson's not here, by the way. Well, Emerson, when you get back, you'll hear everything, bro. Make sure you get it all. Do your thing. That's what I'm saying about that league. So that's it for me on that one.
Terry.
Surprising teams. I have to go with what Malcolm said. Cleveland is definitely a surprise team. And then out west, I would have to say the Memphis Grizzlies. They're playing some good basketball right now. John Morant is looking like a superstar right now.
He is.
As far as disappointing teams, I have to say my New York Knicks are a big disappointment to me right now. Just after the way they played last year, I'm not gonna say that they would have won conference finals, but I didn't expect this out of them. And going into the Western Conference again, for me, it's two teams. Number one, the Lakers, because of the names they have on that team. Even when Anthony Davis was on the floor, they had all three of them playing together. Anthony Davis, Westbrook, and LeBron James, who, by the way, is having a heck of a season.
Yes.
But they just, all three of them on the floor at the same time, they just have underperformed. And Portland Trailblazers, just based off of the moves they made during the trade deadline, I mean, they basically made moves for a can of soda and a pack of bubble gum.
They throwing it there.
Yeah, it's bad. But that's all I have.
Oh my goodness. Brian.
Well, since T and Malcolm kind of really elaborated on teams I was going to say, I'm going to flip this question and just ask you guys real quick, and I know Malcolm got to go real quick. Is Ja Morant making Zion Williams like a bust pick?
You want to go first?
I'll let you go first because I know you got to go.
No, well, injury is injury. He's not a bust. The man, I mean, his foot broke, whatever it is, his injury is his injury. I mean, is he an Oldham that Portland had drafted? No, he's not an Oldham. He's a true player. My thing is, let's see when the man gets healthy and see him running up and down this court, that way he can lose some of that weight and, and get his team together. But Ja Morant was a superstar even when he was picked. I wanted Ja Morant, period, to fall to the Knicks. I mean, the heavens didn't fall that way for me. I mean, it is what it is. I'll still like RJ. RJ's doing his thing. He's the only one that's playing on that team, the New York Knicks. Go ahead.
I'll let Duck go.
Well, yeah, that pretty much touched on the team. So, like, even with Cleveland, I was surprised they're doing as well, but I knew they were going to do a heck of a lot better. Because Rondo don't get enough. The way he orchestrates the team, like the Lakers, I don't know what they would think. Like, they got rid of him twice. Like, just what he does as far as he running the team and putting people in position to be successful is crazy. And then you see it in Cleveland. He's there, and he got them balling because he got players there. They're young, and he just putting them in the right position and running the team. But the disappointments, like the Knicks, I thought they were going to be a lot better with the way I thought they were going to play off of what they did last year. But they just, I don't know, went stagnant, huh? So, and Ja, Ja's just, the boy is incredible, man.
Right.
He that, Allen Iverson, just that D Rose, Allen Iverson, that just a killer, man.
Yeah.
And
Now,
like Malcolm
I got,
said, with the injury's an injury. You won't really know till he get back on the floor and be able to play.
we're coming up on the last 10 minutes. And
Let me go.
Okay.
Everybody enjoy. I'm gonna have to get up out of here because, like I said, I'm getting the stare down. So
All right.
we're
Malcolm.
gonna be late. Take it easy, everybody. Enjoy.
All right, Mel.
All right,
Have
man.
a good weekend, man.
I want to give a shout out to Y. He's a Heat fan. He's been calling it
Yeah.
since the beginning with me and T. And yeah, hats off to your team, man. Hopefully they go all the way.
Yeah, I see you in the chat, Why? Stop making fun of my Knicks, man.
Now, here's a question, and Duck, I'm going to save you for last. No, I'm going to bring you in first, Duck. Do you think Kevin Durant now wish he had signed with the New York Knicks?
I don't think so. Because Durant, he think different, man. Like I don't think. I think he still wanted to go to Brooklyn and just establish himself. Because the Knicks kind of got the historic name, and so I think he wanted to really plant his seed and just make Brooklyn that thing. But New Yorkers, they don't care. They like, yo, whatever.
Mm.
So I don't think he, I, like I said, he just thinks differently. Like I watched some of his podcasts and how he rationalized things, and I think he still think, because Brooklyn now with the moves they made, yo, they gonna make some noise.
How far they go, that's the question. Terry.
Well, it's still got to come together.
Yeah. Terry.
I don't think so. That he wishes that he didn't sign with Brooklyn. Fortunately, I hate to say it, I think the ownership of the Knicks probably persuaded him not to sign there. Just seeing what happened with Charles Oakley not too long ago, as far as the reputation that ownership has with his players, former players, current players, and how they treat it. Like Duck said, he thinks differently. Like he is true definition of a what you call a baller. He just wants to play basketball. He wants to play basketball at the highest level. He wants to be efficient. He's the first star that I know he went to Golden State. I know he wanted to win a championship, but he even said that he wanted to go there because he liked the ball movement of the team, which obviously got him 2 rings and, opened up his game a lot more because they had more weapons. But he has 2 rings now. I just think I won't say that he doesn't want another championship, but I just feel like he just wants to play basketball at the end of the day. And the key for them is if they can find a way to get Kyrie on the floor full time, they will be a dangerous team. A lot more dangerous than the Knicks.
Brian.
To answer the question that you asked, go to the Knicks. He didn't want to go there. And it's good he didn't go there. Tibbs is not the right coach for him. They're offensively stagnant. So him going to Brooklyn, as Duck said, he want to establish his own, build his own. He did the right move going there. And to piggyback off of what T just said, Durant is a baller. Kyrie can ball. He seems to ball when he wants to ball. He plays when he want to play. Sometimes he may want to play, and sometimes he wants some days off. But that's to be said and done, but a lot of basketball to be played. We'll see how it all play out since they got this nucleus together now. See if they can get it together in this short amount of time. I'm kind of reluctant to see if it all works, but we'll see.
Well, for me, if I'm Kevin Durant and I'm sitting on that bench, I'm highly upset. I'm furious. I'm furious at one, Harden, no ring, immature, out of shape, and Kyrie Irving. Hey, come on, let's go to Brooklyn. And even I Space Cadet, as far as I'm concerned, with Kyrie, you don't know what you it's like pulling out of a bag. You don't know what you're going to get. Is he going to play today? Or no, I'm not going to play today. For me, I would have been like, you know what? I think I would have been looking over at the Knicks. But I
will say this, just one thing. In Durant's, I guess defense, he has had experience with playing with quirky players. He played with Westbrook, played with James Harden. So he's dealt with players that are kind of
quirky.
Yeah. So I think he's used to it by now.
Mm-hmm. Now, I got a question for you guys. I'm going to start it off with our guest, Duck. Would you fire the New York Knicks coach? Yes or no?
Yeah, I think I would.
Brian.
Yeah, I'll fire him. He to me right now, he's stunting the growth of the younger players, and to see what you have, because he keeps playing your Gibsons, these older vets that he keeps throwing out there. Noel, play Sims,
Mark Jackson.
Yeah, Mark Jackson. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that, but that's a whole nother issue. That's another topic. What you got? Why? What you think? I see you in the chat. What you got?
Said, heck yeah, or hell yeah.
I think you just go ahead and you let the coach play out this season, and if they wind up tanking because they just don't want to play for this guy, end of the season, you let him go. I wouldn't do it right in midstream of the season. This is Thibodeau's mess. He's got to finish it up. And if the Knicks wind up getting a lottery pick out of it, winner, chicken dinner, and you send the coach on his way. And if I'm correct, isn't the New Orleans Pelicans big man up for free agent this year?
Zion?
Yes. Nah, not yet. I think he got another year.
Okay. Well, Duck, we want to thank you for coming on Exo Sports tonight.
I'm going to work on that echo,
Yes,
man. I know it's an echo.
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm working on it.
Get our eighth grader on it.
And maybe we could trade you in for Emerson.
Yeah.
I know a bunch of eighth graders. Emerson will fit in right good with them.
It's Flash, man.
Yeah.
Only at the top.
all All the kids got to give him is a bag of wings, and he'll be fine. But
Yeah,
guys,
how's it feel being me?
yeah. Oh, Brian, tell us about that subscribe button, please.
Yeah, we just want to thank all the viewers. And please feel free and make sure to hit that subscribe and that notification bell. And come back and join the show. And we'll see you all later. And thank you.
Well, thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
We're not going to leave out like Emerson. Hey, thank you. He's a rare bird. Make no mistakes about it. But thank you, everybody, for tuning in to Exo Sports Talk. Look for us next week.
Take care.
Night.
Good night.
Later.